Do I regret buying my WRX over an STI? If you want to find out, just keep watching. Now, I had someone recently ask me in one of the comments if I regret buying my WRX over an STI of the same generation. And I thought it was a really good question. And I also, not gonna lie, I was asking myself the same thing when I bought this car, but I think I have some pretty valid points for why I do enjoy this car, maybe even more so than an STI. And I'm gonna get into those points right now. So let's start from the beginning. When I first got into Subarus, of course I wanted an STI. It's the holy grail of Subaru. It's what everyone wants. And what kind of swayed my decision in the first place to get a WRX was my really good friend that owns a WRX. He also has a 2006 WRX. He has like a big turbo and all the goodies. So he let me drive it, and it was super fun. It was fast enough, and that's originally why I bought this car. But I'm not gonna lie, right when I bought this car, after the week of excitement was over, I kind of did regret my decision to get it. Like, I was like, well, maybe I did want an STI. So then I started building this car. I got coilovers, and I got wheels, and I got all kinds of stuff. And I did like it more, but it still felt like a little off. And I kind of felt lost. I didn't know if I should sell it and get an STI. And it was more like people were just in my head like, oh, you should have got an STI. But then I kind of just took time for myself. I really got in the car, I drove it, and I kind of found myself in the car scene not so much wanting to go super fast around turns and building like an extreme race car with this car. Like that wasn't really my original plan. So after I stopped kind of caring what people were saying that, oh, you should have got an STI, because they don't even know why, you know? Like, I kind of just stopped listening to them and kind of just listened to myself. And it wasn't until really recently that I kind of found the kind of car guy that I am. And that kind of car guy is building a car that looks good, sounds good, and performs well. I don't really want an all-out race car with this build. Not saying that I don't ever want a race car, I don't like going fast. It's more so that I kind of fell in love with this build, and I'm going more towards the path of like, looks good and performs well, not so much looks okay and performs like a race car. Because, I mean, I'm building the car as, in my opinion, what I think fits me the best, you know? I mean, like, that's the whole point of building a car, is kind of to make it your own. And because I have a WRX and I know like the transmission basically blows up at 350 horsepower, like I know all these things, so I don't want to build a car that I know is gonna blow up if I built it into a race car, you know? I'm not saying that WRXs can't be race cars. I'm just saying if I had an STI, I would have a much different build. So now this kind of wraps me around to the original question, which was, do I regret getting this car over an STI? And if you were to ask me 2 years ago, I probably would have said yes. Just because other outside people were kind of forcing me to think that I don't like this car and it wasn't for me, but in reality, I kind of grew into it, and I'm happy with it. And do I see myself buying an STI in the future? Possibly. But then again, like I'm saying, it will be a completely different build, and it will be something new to experience. So what's fun about the car scene is that you can do that. I got this car, I'm building it a certain way, I'm having fun with it right now, but say I sell it in the future, or I keep it, and then I pick up an STI, and then I could build my dream race car Subaru. And that's kind of just, it's kind of where I'm at. So when people ask me, should I buy a WRX or should I buy an STI? When I say it's really up to you, I 100% mean it's really up to you. The best way to think about it is, at least in my opinion, look up all the facts. Look up everything that you want to do and see if it's going to suit you. If you want a full-blown race car and you legit want like 500 crank horsepower and you want to be going to the track every weekend, I'd probably get an STI. But if you just want something kind of more of the lines of like how I'm building my car, which I'm going more towards the direction of like a clean daily look. Like I want a nice set of wheels, I want it to sound good. I'm not saying I'm gonna go full Stance Nation, I'm just saying I love the lines of this car and I can appreciate a good looking car. That's basically where I'm at with that. I hope that kind of answers your questions and kind of makes things a little clearer for you. So, I mean, if you want a full-blown race car, you get an STI. If you want a fun car, don't get me wrong, you can make WRXs pretty fast and reliable. But I think, in my opinion, if you were to slam your Subaru or kind of go more stance, I don't think I would ever stance an STI. That's just my opinion. If you have an STI and it's sitting on the ground, more power to you. But that's kind of where I'm at. So I hope that answered all you guys' questions on whether or not I regret me getting this car. The answer is absolutely not. I'm in love with this car. I'm having so much fun with this build, and there's so much more to come. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any other questions along these lines, you want me to make like a sit down video of it, then I will do that. So yeah, WRX, STI, I love both. They both have their purposes, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Peace out.